Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know, as they say, sunlight is the greatest disinfectant, right? Well, that seems to be exactly what's happening now. We're now seeing the absurd aftermath of the Biden era playing out in real time before our very eyes. In other words, the sun is shining, and Joe Biden's true legacy, his track record, is being fully exposed. And this clip that's bouncing around the internet, this Fox News segment, is the latest expose showing you just how bad it really is. You know, like I've been saying for years, the Democrats have become the party of crime, they've become the party of the criminal, and now after Donald Trump's 2024 election victory, I think that's becoming less of a piece of rhetoric or less my opinion that I'm putting out there and more reality. That's the track record. The Democrat Party is the party of the criminal, and that of course means the Joe Biden administration was the administration of the criminal. And let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so here's the Fox News segment that's causing an absolute storm all over social media. Donald Trump's mass deportation program is already in full effect, and like I said, it's really putting things into perspective. Take a look at this.
I'm not going back to Haiti.
One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
ICE Boston quickly takes down its next targets, including this illegal alien from Brazil who has an Interpol red notice for armed robbery. Officers also arrested this Guatemalan MS-13 gang member. ICE says he was released from local custody just the day before. Their detainer request was ignored because of sanctuary policies. And in a sign of shifting priorities with the new Trump administration, this man, who was in the same apartment as the target, was also arrested after ICE determined he's also in the U.S. illegally.
I mean, seriously? You see how truly bad it is, right? Oh, and funnily enough, a little update to the story, I might as well just stitch this in. Donald Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, actually took to Fox News to send a very clear message, a clear response to Joe Biden's favorite migrant here.
You see that video, I'm curious, what do you think?
I'm not going back to Haiti. Trump.
Well, he's wrong. He's going back to Haiti. I tell him that.
Yeah, you can obviously tell that sanity is winning the day, can't you? No more appeasing criminals. And I just want to take a little moment here to do a victory lap, a little I told you so moment. We've been talking about this forever. We've been highlighting these exact concerns, and what have they called us? Conspiracy theorists, right? You're just a racist, plain and simple, and you're trying to fabricate crisis where crisis doesn't exist. No, it's been an absolute crisis of epic proportions. And that clip right there puts it into perspective of just how bad it's gotten. And just like we've been saying, it hasn't been a partisan attack point. The Democrats have been at the core of all of it. And it's not me saying it, it's literally the illegal migrants themselves. As this criminal migrant was shoved into the back of the squad car, he was heard shouting, "F Donald Trump, thanks Joe Biden and Barack Obama for having my back." That right there is the quiet part out loud. Under Joe Biden's leadership, we've seen sanctuary cities openly defy federal law, essentially providing safe havens for criminal aliens. And the previous administration was involved in all of it, openly shipping these migrants, including violent offenders, to these so-called sanctuary cities, where they would simply disappear into the streets, never to be heard from or seen again. And many of these illegal migrants have committed heinous crimes, horrible violent crimes. Many of them are violent criminals and gang members, and under Joe Biden's leadership and Democrat state leadership and city leadership, they've simply been re-released back into the streets to reoffend and prey on tax-paying, law-abiding citizens. Just think about it, and what's really being exposed here is that this is Joe Biden's legacy. You know, I know CNN and the rest of these squawking clowns in the media over the last couple of days have been trying to promote this idea that Joe Biden will actually go down as one of America's great presidents, that history is going to look kindly on Joe Biden's contributions to America. And you know what? Democrats may be able to orchestrate that through some sort of rewriting of history propaganda scheme. That is, of course, unless Donald Trump actually does something about the systemic bias within the school system and the Department of Education. But anyways, the point is, I know Democrats really want to rewrite history, but at the end of the day, this is the real history. This is Joe Biden's history. This is his legacy. Releasing the absolute worst offenders, people who have committed the most horrifying of violent crimes, murderers, robbers, violent gang members, releasing them from jail or simply letting them walk in the country and then flying them to sanctuary cities as they refused to cooperate with ICE deportation orders. And of course, all these programs taxpayer funded. And as all of this has been going on, what do we see from the left? First off, of course, the massive gaslighting campaign, as Democrats always do, pretending as if it's not actually happening, right? We all remember that infamous moment with J.D. Vance when he made his appearance on ABC News.
The incidents were limited to a handful of apartment complexes, and the mayor said our dedicated police officers have acted on those concerns. A handful of problems.
Only, Martha, do you hear yourself? Only a handful of apartment complexes in America were taken over by Venezuelan gangs, and Donald Trump is the problem and not Kamala Harris's open border? You seem to be more focused with nitpicking everything that Donald Trump has said rather than acknowledging that apartment complexes in the United States of America are being taken over by violent gangs. I worry so much more about that problem than anything else here. We've got to get American communities in a safe space again. And unfortunately, when you let people in by the millions, we can do so much better. But frankly, we're not going to do better, Martha, unless Donald Trump calls this stuff out. I'm glad that he did.
Oh, well, it's only a couple buildings that have been totally taken over, ransacked by violent criminal Venezuelan gangs. This massive gaslighting campaign. Basically, Democrats walked us into this bizarro world of far-left extremism. The Democrats have taken the side of the criminal at the cost of your safety and also at the cost of your taxpayer dollars. That is the legacy. That is the modern-day Democrat Party. They have been totally co-opted by the segment of the far left that coddles, enables, and emboldens criminals. They are the party of the criminal, and now it ought to be clear as day. They've basically shoved their head in the sand, putting their partisan ambitions above the interest and safety of the American citizen. They let criminals and violent gangs run rampant in American cities because they supported the influx of new Democrat voters. It's absolutely despicable. It's a shameful display. And now it's all come to light. It's all been fully exposed for the people to see just how bad it got. And now the Trump administration is stuck picking up the pieces. This sad state of affairs that we're left with after 4 years of a Biden presidency, criminals emboldened, illegal migrants acting like they own the place, and Democrat activists openly supporting it all, but thankfully something is finally being done about it. You know, the media went on and on about how horrible Donald Trump's deportation plan was. Oh, what a bad guy. How dare he speak in this manner? Actually, statistically, migrants are less likely to commit violent crimes. You've heard the nonsense propaganda a million times before, the same tired old arguments that don't even address the problem. We've heard it all, but I think it's quite clear to pretty much everybody at this point just how necessary this deportation program truly is. It's time to end this left-wing Democrat era of lawlessness, and it's time to get back to common frickin' sense. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.